My airbag light is flashing after starting the car. There's a fault code stored, B1049. It means, driver airbag signal error. The fault comes back every time after being cleared, so there's a bad connection somewhere. This issue very often comes from the clock spring located behind the steering wheel. This part electrically connects the airbag and the steering wheel buttons, which rotate, to the stationary part. Today I'll show you how to replace the clock spring on a Nissan Note E11, model years 2004 to 2013, how to clear the airbag warning light without a scan tool, and at the end of the video we'll take a look at where the bad connection is on the removed part. Hi and welcome to EnjoyWheels. The first thing to do when working on the airbag is to disconnect the battery. Remove the negative terminal. There we go. Next, we'll remove the airbag module. There are two holes on each side of the steering wheel where you need to push on a spring. I'll show you what it looks like from the back. You push with 2 rods or 2 screwdrivers. Here I'm using 2 Torx screwdrivers with flat tips. Let's go back to just before removal. Push on both sides. There it is. Then there's a connector to unplug. There we go. Now disconnect the airbag. Use a small screwdriver to lift the black locking tab on the connector. Then pull the connector out. That's it. Next, unplug the steering wheel button connectors. Press the tab and pull. Same thing for the second one. Now you'll need a 19mm socket to remove the steering wheel. It's on there tight. There we go. To properly mark the steering wheel position, there's a mark on the steering column that lines up with a mark on the steering wheel. The nut is off. All that's left is to remove the wheel. Tap it on each side like this, then pull. And there's the steering wheel. Now we can clearly see the part that needs to be replaced. You can see the large tab here that fits into the steering wheel so the wheel can turn the clock spring. Now we need to remove the plastic covers. There are 3 screw holes underneath, but on this car there are only 2 screws. Remove the ignition switch trim using a plastic tool so you don't scratch anything. Then remove the covers. Yes, I know, I'm using a screwdriver here. But it comes off. There we go. Now we need to remove the 2 stock switches. There's a tab on top and one on the bottom. Pinch both tabs at the same time and pull. For the right side stock, you can leave it connected and just remove the left one. To remove the clock spring, there are 2 screws, one on the right here, and one on the left here. There we go. Now just unplug the clock spring. Press the tabs and pull. That's it. And here's the part we're replacing. For those who are curious, we'll take a closer look at it at the end of the video. Here's the new clock spring. It's identical to the old one. It has a plastic locking piece that keeps it centered. We'll remove that later. Reconnect the 2 connectors. Install the new clock spring. There's a tab on top. Then install the 2 screws supplied with the part. Reinstall the stock switches, just push them back in. Reinstall the covers. Put the 2 screws back in. Reinstall the ignition switch trim. Before reinstalling the steering wheel, now is the time to remove the plastic piece that keeps the clock spring centered. Pinch it and pull it out. Feed the wiring through the steering wheel and reinstall the wheel straight. You can clearly see the large tab from the clock spring going into the hole in the steering wheel. The marks are properly aligned. And we reinstall the steering wheel nut. tighten it firmly. If you happen to know the torque spec, feel free to leave it in the comments. Thanks. Reconnect the steering wheel connectors to the clock spring. Then reconnect the airbag. Push the connector in. Then reconnect the plug to the airbag module. There we go! Finally, snap the airbag module back into place. Just push. To test everything, reconnect the battery. Start the car. And the airbag light is still flashing.
I am very disappointed!
But actually, that's normal. You need to clear the error code, and you can do that without a scan tool. I'm missing some footage, so I made a diagram.
Boring!
Turn the key from off to on. As soon as the airbag light starts flashing, turn the key back to off. Count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and repeat this 2 more times. On. Off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On. Off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 3 cycles are done. Turn the key to on. The light now flashes more slowly. Turn it back to off and count to 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now turn the key to on. And the light is no longer flashing. Start the engine. The light turns off. Success. It works. And don't forget to test the steering wheel buttons as well. Now, for those who are interested, let's take a look at the issue inside the old clock spring. I'm taking it apart. Here you can see the ribbon cable coiled up. Here are the disassembled components. To test the contacts, I'm using a multimeter set to continuity mode. The airbag connector runs to 2 wires, one brown and one red. On the ribbon cable, there are 3 wider traces than the others. The brown wire connects to the middle trace of those 3 wider traces. I'll go to the other side of the ribbon cable, and with the brown wire, I have continuity. Now I check the red wire. It connects to the 3rd trace from the right on the ribbon cable. I go to the other side of the ribbon. It beeps too. Darn. I go back to the brown wire and bend the ribbon the way it was inside the clock spring. And now, when the ribbon is bent, there's no continuity on the brown wire. So there's a bad connection when the ribbon is bent at that spot, which explains why the airbag light was coming on. This video is now finished. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to share it, give it a thumbs up, or leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. See you soon on EnjoyWheels.